We've come face to face with the Triceratops specimen, and it's this beautiful, almost reverent kind of moment in this huge chamber. But it's also a moment where we zoom in on the details of this fossil. We really get to know this Triceratops as an individual, and we have these beautiful replicas of parts of the fossil specimen that visitors can touch and look at closely.
We're recreating some of the bones that the public could physically touch in the exhibition, and to do that we had to make replicas of those bones, and it was a big process because we could not make a mould and a cast off the real bones, so we used special techniques of 3D scanning the bones that were selected for that. One method of making a mould is specifically using silicon rubbers. Now these silicon rubbers, they're quite specific that they take a lot of the detail as a liquid and then they cure and become very flexible. Now, because we have that, we can make casts. Now the cast is something that we put inside this. So this is a mould and then a cast. And in this instance, we used polyester resins and we filled those with pigments and different fillers of sand, etc. And we laminate that inside there as a liquid, and then that cures, and then it's a reverse of making the mould. We actually peel that rubber off and we have an exact copy. Paleontology, they did a CT scan of the skull, and which showed the inner cavity of where the brain would sit. So from that we could do a reverse 3D print, and we 3D printed the actual brain itself, and we've made a mould of that. And then that's a cast, and you look at that brain and you just think, oh my goodness, you know, such a huge animal, yet, yeah, the brain's just exquisitely shaped, but smaller than what you would think. I've worked at the museum for 34 years and handled a lot of, you know, original fossil material, but to have the whole thing there, which is over 80% complete, it's real bone, and it's just the structure of it, it's phenomenal.